Yeah, we could use it to actually look out one of these windows. Let's put it here. Pretend that's that. Will you let me push this button? No, it will not. It's interesting, like, I think you can open shutters and doors and things. But you can't press buttons while in decorating mode. Let's see, this is our captain's quarters, and it's pretty well furnished already. However, I think there are a couple things we can add. Actually, don't know how a sextant works. I'm gonna assume that's the bottom, though. So we'll put it just like that. Yes, the fish. That will make a fine addition to this captain's quarters. There we go. Now we have a fish tank. We have care over a living thing. We've already got some notepads there, so how about some additional decoration in the form of this vase? That looks good. And this guy. So interesting. I think this is probably, decor more than anything. No one's actually going to use that, but we'll put it there. And similarly, on the other side, we'll have this planetary model. Now we have a personal digiframe that we can put somewhere. I think we can drop this compass on the... Well, maybe we won't drop it on the arm of this. We can certainly put it somewhere around here so that it will show up, though. There we go. And a personal digiframe. Here it is. We can have this for one of the crew, maybe. So they can have a little bit of, something nice at their workstation. And we've got a few plants now we can put out as well. One of these is going to go in the crew quarters here, and another is going to go on this workstation. There we go. Now we have one more potted plant to put somewhere. I'm thinking I need actually to turn on my flashlight. So let's do that. And then we'll pop back in. Now we have another one of these brown pots for the potted plant. And thinking maybe I have a brown one and a white one. I think actually we can put this here, and we're going to make it bigger. There it is. Okay. We'll set scale probably 2.5. That looks good. Oh, it's fully white. That's so interesting. I don't think it was meant to do that. What? How unusual. There we go. I think it just got like swapped with something else. Oh, it's gonna stay white. Well, that's fine then. That's just what it will be. Unless we want to pick it up and drop it again and see if that helps. Ah, yes, that did help, in fact. So we'll put it right there. That was fun. I haven't seen a material swap onto another thing yet from the console like that. It's really interesting. Now, this place is not very fancy. We've got to liven it up a bit. person's personal effect. Why not? Everybody can have a little something. For instance, you get this plant. And this sundial is going to complete the tableau in here. Alright, are those all of the placed objects? Yes, I think they are. Now we can get to work on our rugs and planters, etc. So first thing I'll do is rugs. Because, then you put everything else on top of the rugs. Let's see. I could put a rug in this room that just looks like this. But when I do that, I kind of like to have this pattern throughout. And I'm not sure we're going to have a big enough space to do one of these big round rugs. Well, sort of we are. Maybe, actually. No, not seeing it. Not seeing this come to fruition unless something like that, maybe. Oh, no, that's clearly floating. Alright, well, excuse me, Thorax, couldn't delete that. And see what we can put here. That already has a rug, but I feel like this is pretty nautical. Let's throw one of these down here. Let's get it lined up straight. We use this this grating here as a guideline. Whoa, this hurt me a little bit now. How unsymmetrical that was moving. Okay, that looks fine. That looks fine. Alright, now we got some more rugs. It's rug time. It is rug time. I'm pretty sure you can fit a rug in here. Might not be the one that I want, but I think that you can. Thrax is just all in my business today. Let's see, that is floating. You really won't place anywhere around here. Oh, that's okay. Alright, there we go. It's interesting, I think about Starfield, the grav drives make, interplanetary travel so fast. If that was not the case, your ship would be your home. You would spend months traveling. Potentially years, actually, if you were to travel between systems. Like, just traveling between the same planets in the same system would take several days, if not months. So, it's kind of interesting that Starfield might have had that, but doesn't. Let's see, I think I used one of the, because I've set these rugs up before, you may have seen them in one of my previous videos where I was using the same ship. I used the transfer ships across universes to bring this ship into life here. Let's see, here are our rugs, and I think we liked to do a bit of this. If we can get it far down enough. Maybe not. That is something. I'm looking at it, I don't think this is the correct rug. But what would be the correct rug? I would love to be able to place one of these down, like on the ground, but it's gonna remain kind of floating. Oh look, there's the hint of one. ideal, but we could put another rug on top of that rug. Just go kind of crazy with rugs. You know, after all, why shouldn't we? Let's see, is it there maybe? And that matches up pretty good with what we have on the other side as well. So we can throw down some cutesy rugs now to go over top of those. I'm realizing I could have built my rugs from functional decor as well. I just didn't, but that's fine, because we want it to be really homey, and that means sometimes it's a little bit off. Definitely past the rugs, whoops. Hey, wait a minute. We were looking for, oh, that's just the same weight bench we had earlier. Let's get our rugs. There they are. And we can put something like that down. Something like that. I'd really like to do something like this, though. And that will kind of sit up on top of that. That looks really nice to my eye. And we'll see if we can do the same thing on this side, right? Can I get it up a little higher? Might need to rotate it back the way it was. No, that's not the answer. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Now that side is fully covered, this side not so much. I think we'll move it back just a bit so that we can cover some more of that. There. Okay, that looks nice. Now I like to do planters here. So planters are going to be at the very bottom. Here we go. And I like these long planters here. This one can fit like right back here, which is really cool. I don't know if, I mean, obviously it's not supposed to. It kind of looks a little glitched when you do it, but it does fit there and it looks very nice. So let's see here. It's like kind of showing a couple places where it will sit there. Okay, excellent. And then there's a little bit of room to kind of walk behind it. Can we get any closer than that? We can, actually. Let's do it. But we're not symmetrical here. Got a little more on one side than the other. So, well, first things first, let's make sure this is straight. And it's pretty close. I'm running into a difficult time kind of putting that where it can be seen. Alright, I think we jumped up here, and that's where we found this placement the last time. Okay, this is closer to us. I still think it doesn't allow me to traverse that. Oh, I can get stuck here though. So that's cool. I blame Thrax for this. Okay. I can get back out, luckily. Alright, let's see if we can get this to go definitely what we want. Voila. Oh, and now oh, okay, you still can't walk through. But you can get a lot closer. That's great. Okay. I love that those planters are aces. Now we could also block off some more of these spaces with some of these planters. And I'm inclined to do it, but you know what, actually, why not? We can do one white planter here and the other white planter, because these come in two styles. We can do that one over here. That's not quite straight. It's not on the level. Alright. Alright, that's straight, but it's not in the right spot. Now that looks good. That's lined up with the very outside. That one less so. I'm actually going to go ahead and move this a little more inward, because I like how it looks on the other side better. Okay, that looks nice. Now, we can put some additional planters here. We'll use one of these, I believe, one of these rectangular ones. Unless I have a taller one that will fit there. I think these rectangular ones are going to be best. Maybe the rectangular ones can put here. And I think those only come in the one style, so we'll just try and flip it so it doesn't look as matchy on this side. Okay, I like that. And then these planters will fit into this tiny space, sort of. Let's see, is there another? I think that is the smallest planter we can fit there. So it'll float, obviously, but we'd like it to not be floating if we can help it. There we go. Okay, that looks awesome. And we'll do the same on this side. Again, we'll rotate it so it doesn't look too matchy. It might be a lost cause, though. There we go. We've got our plants there. Now we'll get our hanging plants. And I really like to match the color, so let's see which of these has a yellow base. This one does. So we'll put this right outside this window. Must be built on ceilings, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. How's that? Sort of in the way. Well, that's okay. Let's see. Must be built on a ceiling. Well, it views that as a ceiling. I don't. That looks nothing like a ceiling. You got any ceiling there? Nice. Okay, we can maintain that illusion. That's not that bad. Alright. And any other yellow pots? This one is also yellow. So let's attach it. And it looks like it may let us put it on one of these pipes. But it would be awesome if it would go up onto this light like the other one. But if that is not to be, that is okay. That one is a bit higher than this one. Is there any place I can get to that is higher? just be a sort of different look there. We could move this forward and have it dangle off of this, right? That might look nice. It does not view that as a ceiling. However, it does that. What is that? Oh, the actual ceiling. Okay. Maybe we found the new tech. We actually go and put it on the ceiling. Alright, can we get to the ceiling from here? Not seeing it being a real possibility on this side. Unless we can put it up here. Like that. That's just a little further than I want it. Doesn't feel like it's in the same decoration area. We really want it over here somewhere. See, I can get it here. That might be as good as I can do. Oh, it's not even as close as I thought it was. Let's see. Put that there for right now, and we'll move it again. Is there a way for me to stay at this elevation and look over there? No, I don't think so. In fact, I think I'm stuck here now. Alright, we're gonna have to do a bit of console commanding. You know, I haven't done this to do like no clip and the must it be built on ceilings? Yep, that's the idea. It clipped onto something there. How's that? I think that's maybe where we had it before, but it still looks okay. We'll just keep it as is. Alright, that's good plants. And moving right along. Any additional plants we want? I don't think so. Let's go ahead and put in some plushes here. Get a whale, because the whale's adorable. And the fox, because the fox is so cute. Alright, do we need a trash can in here? There's no trash can. Thinking what else we want here. Potentially some more rugs. It's just rugs and plants. That's what my whole style is all about. Just rugs and plants. Nice big rug here. I think this is gonna be floating if I let go of it here. It is that. I can't put one here. I don't love that. There we go, that's much better. Something to kind of step down a bit. I had it for a second where it would go beneath the captain's chair. That's not it. I wonder if sitting further back would let me this railing. Sort of like there. That's probably as good as we'll get it. Hard to say for sure. Anyway, we'll put another one here. This is a constellation vessel, after all. And I'm not worried about covering up these little pieces here. It'd be cool if these did something, but fully understand why they don't. It would be a mechanic that very few people would care about, and would be a lot of work to implement. Okay. Any additional constellation places here? A big constellation. Where do we put our big constellation? I'm only kidding. Put this constellation here. And we're good on those. Let's get back down to the hanging plants. There they are. I love this one specifically with the vines that drop down. Just looks so great. Alright. One there. And we'll do the same on the other side. Right here. Give it a bit of a rotation so it doesn't look quite the same. And very nice. Now, any other hanging plants we want, maybe in this area between these two stations? No, I don't think so. I'm also not loving this planter. I think what I want to do is actually just a couple more of those and make it look a bit more uniform. So let's see if we can't do that. Alright, that is a bit floating, but we can use it as a starting point, at least. And voila. Let's see. I don't think that's quite right, but it's definitely better than what we had going. Do you know what I think we might do actually? Is we might do a bit of consoling here to make these slightly smaller. So we'll do set scale 0.75. Actually, that's too small. Let's do 0.9. And then this guy just the same. Alright. And we'll drag him over. Let's see. I need Thrax to move, please. Okay, I'm shocked that this still says it's floating. Oh, there it was. Let us sit it down for a second there. There we go. Alright, can we get it any closer in? Let's see. It's here, and actually can't even get it to drop where it was before. There. I mean, that barely changed it, but you know, it may be better. It is sort of hanging off this edge a bit, which I don't care for. Would love if it didn't do that. I think maybe we do have to change the size of this again. Alright, we're gonna do 0.8. This dog is kind of getting on my nerves here. He's very cute though. He's just very in the way as well. Let's see, I think I stood... Bro. I stood here-ish to get it to go. Right area. Just need to move further in. No, this is, for whatever reason, just not working. So we're going to get rid of these two, and we're going to find a different kind of plant to put here. I was really hoping to stick with the gray theme, but it just doesn't look like it's going to be possible for us, because it would float. Ah, well. Yeah, that is fully floating. And then anything further would just hang over the edge, so maybe I've got some planters in another mod, but I don't think so. Let's just stick with what we had. Alright, that looks good. And this side, we'll do this one. Now, I think we did actually have it sort of lined up on the edge here, but not fully over the edge. Is that a little too far? I kind of like it actually. That's a nice sleek line. Keep it going here. This puppy is moving me around here. Okay, not bad. Then I think, well, let's see if we can get one more plushie here somewhere. One of the Doom plushies, if we've got it. They ought to be somewhere around here. Do you know, actually, I think I haven't done that quest on this save, so I wouldn't have it. But a little lizard guy for our captain's chair. Just to hang out. And if I had another coffee cup, I'd put it there too. But I don't, and that's okay. Do we need a rug in this room? It would look homey. Let's find one. And see if we can put a rug down in here. That looks nice. Now, I could put the exact same rug that's in here in there. And I think maybe we will. That'll help it look sort of cohesive as a theme. Very nice. Not much on the walls here. I'm not gonna put a hanging plant in here because I have to be done putting hanging plants up, or the ceiling's gonna fall down. Okay, that's all of these open. That's nice. Something I like about these ship apps is occasionally your crew members will come and sit here. They'll just like sit down and look up at the stars, which, can you blame them? That's beautiful. I think outer space is the most beautiful thing there is. Cosmos. Alright, well, I would say that this room is sufficiently cluttered have just a little bit that I want to do here. I want to put in some utility stuff here, so a copycat duplicator for one. Put it on this wall here. Hide some of those buttons. Maybe just a little bit to the right. That looks great. And then I need a miscellaneous, which is going to be the legendary module recycler. Let's see. There it is. And I've placed this enough times to know you have to be to place it from this side. Can't place it head on. It won't go where you want it to. That should be a little further out from me. Let's see if the line is not quite right. Yeah, there we go. I hear something making a big racket in the game. Not sure what it is. Alright, that looks good. And then I like to do a couple of mannequins here. Do I have my displays? Must have passed it. There we go. There we go. Alright, there's one display mannequin. And two display mannequin. And sometimes I'll go in and disable these pouches. I'm not going to because I think sometimes that can break what's going on there. But we need a crafting station here. Let's see. It would be the spacesuit workbench that we need. Goes right there. And we have a weapon bench and a spacesuit bench. We can also put an industrial bench in here too. There's not a lot of counter space, as it were. But I think we should try. Maybe we can put it inside here. No. Doesn't quite work. Maybe something like this and like that. And then these should both be usable. Yep. Correct. And then also this one. Oh, that's still showing me the pop-up for the spacesuit workbench. Oh, I keep clicking the wrong one. It's moving over the way I think it should, but I'm just not clicking at the right time. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can actually get these a little bit further apart. That can go way back there on that side. And then this can go. See, anywhere in particular here. Oh, I guess I can do it like that. That would almost certainly obstruct it, unless it doesn't. We'll try it. Nope, it works just fine. Okay, radical. Now we've got our industrial workbench and our spacesuit workbench, and they're far enough apart that they're usable. Okay, we've got our displays, legendary module recycler here, copycat there. Let's put actually I guess this will have a cooking station, won't it? So we won't need to put in a cooking station, but we can put in a pharmaceutical lab. Maybe right here by these plants. Is that everything? Oh, research station. I don't really use the research station, but it might be a kind of a fun decoration item to have. Right here. Okay, I think that's all of the deco that we need. I occasionally like to put in the Midas Manor, like, what do you call them? They're, like laptops. Let's see, did I pass it? I do like this too, this idea that you can, contract the delivery service from Trade Authority. I think it must be then in the crafting. It's one of these that would have like a bunch of stuff. That's Tank Girls. Ah, here it is. So here's our Terra Brew Authority laptop. That's our money, and get our quests here. And then we can get our clearance in here in case we get in trouble. Does that make sense for the layout of these? Maybe I want the quest one in here, actually. No, I think this is how I had it before. I'm gonna get confused otherwise. Alright, excuse me, sir. I don't think I have a globe here or anything. But I do like to put a globe here. Let's see. We'll place one of those and then we'll be off. I'm gonna look for, should be an alcohol bundle, I think is the heading it's under, and I'm fairly sure it's near the bottom. It's not this far down, but action figures, how funny. Custom medium rug. Whoa, there's a bunch of these rugs. Very cool. Ashta statue. Okay, so I'm definitely in the right area. Alcohol bundle. That's where I'm looking. Not for that specifically, but for this or that. There it is. This is what I want here. So let's see, that is centered between these two dial pads, and we'll get it properly centered this direction too, if we can. That looks perfect. It just makes that look a little more three-dimensional and fun. Cool. Well, I think we'll call this video all done as well. Really enjoy how warm this cockpit now feels. Got some good plants, some good rugs, and that's what it's all about in space. So, I appreciate you checking out this video as well. If you'd like to see what we did in the last video, it's up on the page. And if there's anything else you want to see, let me know. But I will see you all in the next gameplay whispered